I'm on the road to success. Vacuum seal the pack up. So what that mean? I'm on the road to success. Vacuum seal the pack up. We ain't spelling shit. I'm on the road to success. Vacuum seal the pack up. We ain't spelling shit. I'm on the road to success. 32 3rd Avenue. Real mafia. All my niggas doing things, ain't no stopping us. You never heard of what I do. All these niggas out here playing, I don't need a crew. I can do this shit solo dolo all day. Walk around in the trap, we keep a AK. 30 round on my clip, nigga, I bet I spray. All this shit these niggas talking about, I stay free. These niggas lying on the song, we don't worry about that. All this shit these niggas doing here get wet. Boy, you really wet, boy, we got them big packs. Feeling like trouble in future, but we got them rats. Hey, vacuum seal the pack up. We ain't smelling shit. I'm on the road to success. Vacuum seal the pack up. We ain't smelling shit. I'm on the road.
Good morning. Welcome back to Who Want a Life Sentence. Thank y'all for tapping in. Please hit like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I read them all, and I respond to most of them. I respond to most of them. Anyway, I want to apologize for the delay, guys. I've been busy trying to get these puppies out, so I got that going on right now. Anyway, I was looking at a case this morning, and the defendant's name was Black. And as I'm sitting there watching the case, and he's going through his case, you got to remember, like I said, a lot of this stuff in my mind be like 20 years ago. So as I'm watching it, and they keep saying Black, my partner pop up in my head. And I'm gonna be honest, I had completely forgot about Black. When I say I completely forgot about him, it's not in a bad way, but for the most part, a lot of people have the type of personality to where they what you call out of the way, right? And that means a lot of times they've seen so much action, or they know the consequences on the other side of too much anything going on, that they just rather be somewhere out of the way, just doing their thing. Like myself, I would much rather be out of the way, in my own setting environment and minding my own business, than to be where the action is at. So this is about 20 years ago, and I'm down in River State Prison, and when they moved me into dorm 2. The reason why I remember this is because, you got everybody in the prison work. Everybody in the prison has a job. So the kitchen detail is one of the more popular details. And this is crazy because it just depends on who you're talking to. You got some people that if you try to put them in the kitchen, they gonna cuss and fight and scream and go to the hole, and they not gonna do it. I would imagine that they probably equipped going to the kitchen to like working at Wendy's or working at some kind of fast food, because basically that's all it is. You just prepping. You got to put on a funny looking white hat. You got to put on this this plastic smock. This little plastic apron, real flimsy. These gloves, these out of whack gloves, and it's. But you just serving food. The food, you preparing food. You serve food. The benefit to being on kitchen help is you get to spend a lot of time with the kitchen staff alone, without your dormitory and without officers. When kitchen help is in the kitchen preparing the food for the whole compound, there's an officer close, but there's not an officer right in the kitchen monitoring them. They like sort of trust. And even more to that point, the kitchen staff, they're allowed to pick who they want for kitchen help to come out and help them. You see what I'm saying? So if they say I trust him, and him, or him and him make my routine go faster, they can make my day easier. They can do that. Give me, and that's what they used to do. Give me King. I remember she used Miss West. Miss West used to want King, Leon and somebody else. I can't remember. Sometimes she'll call me. But that's just an example. Black was kitchen help. And he used to love it. Now, when I'm in dorm 3, when I'm in dorm 3, I would come to the chow hall, and you can see behind, as you hit the kitchen line, you can see there's a window. You can see behind the line to see the inmates serving the food. So as I see the inmates serving the food, I see the guys that I do know. I talk to the guys that I do know, but there's always this one guy who ain't got nothing to say. He got the straight serious face. I'm talking about no smile. In prison, you're supposed to be clean shaven, but a person like me, I used to try to get around whatever I could. So in prison, you can have a shaving profile, which means if I got a shaving profile, it means that if I shave close, my face will bump up. They used to call it star crunch. My face will star crunch real bad because of the sensitive skin. So what you got to do is you actually got to go through it. You got to go shave, let it bump up, go to medical. Once you go to medical, they're going to see, look, I just shaved and this happened. You get a shave profile. Now you ain't got to shave no more. Or at least it can't get this thick, but but it don't have to be butt naked no more. You can actually have a beard, but it got to be like neat. Black kept his fully shaved, and it seemed like he used to like to do it. I have never. So let me go into the. Okay. So I have never seen Black like out of sorts. Last night I did a live, and I'm in here with my puppies, and I've been in here all the time, so I ain't had done cut my hair and my beard one comb, and you know, you be looking unshoveled or unkept or whatever. Black was not like that. There was when I go in the kitchen and saw Black was never. Now again, most guys in the kitchen, they didn't they didn't care too much about how they look. Now this varies from individual person. You see what I'm saying? You can tell how a person is or live on the street by the way they do themselves. And now, you know, if you're getting up, washing your face, brushing your teeth. Some people don't wash their face. Some people don't brush their teeth. Some people wake right up and grab a cigarette, go get a cup of coffee. We call that rolling out. Black has never. I have never. When Black work out. When Black work out, he's creased up. He's creased up, sharp, on point. He always inspection ready. You know, most people won't iron their t-shirts because it's under the uniform. Black iron his t-shirts. He probably ironed his drawers and socks. And I'm just going by his character and the way that he was. It's just how he is. He's almost militant. It seems like he in the military. The whole time I'm in dorm 3, I'm going to see Black. Black is kitchen help. I don't know Black, but I've never seen him smile. I do his thing. If he have to leave the line and go somewhere, he just do what he do. He never busts a smile. Don't look at nobody. Don't talk to nobody. Just walk. Of course, when you in a situation where you know you in a prison, ain't gonna be some people you don't know, so you ain't gonna single that out. It's a bunch of people that I don't know, so I don't know about, right? But when I end up moving to dorm 2, this was the dorm that he was in. The reason why I think it stuck with me so much is because when I moved to dorm 2, he was down there, and with this when I began to learn about him. He had a sense of humor. He was very dangerous, and he was from Atlanta, and he was not much older than me. I think I might have did somewhere around 2 years in dorm 2. So for the first, we're gonna say like 8 or 9 months, I'm living in this dorm with this guy, and I don't know anything. Never seen him smile, never seen him play. All I see him do is he go to work, he come back, and then after that, he mind his business. You might see him in the TV. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink Bombay, he didn't do none of that kind of what we call chain gang stuff. And I didn't see him sitting around kicking it. He didn't kick it, he didn't get out there, he didn't shoot it, he didn't play the set game. I ain't see none of that. Black was a hustler trying to like by this mission, by this purpose, and then that was it. He was the kind of guy that he would only interact with you if he was comfortable with you. So we got this little Mexican named Diaz. Diaz stood out because first of all, he's Mexican. And so the reason why Diaz stood out is because most Mexicans, they have or the I don't want to say the Spanish or the Latin, I guess the Latin culture. Most of the time they gonna all be together. Like if it's time to eat, they gonna eat together. When we go to the yard, white boy, black folk, the white boys will go run to the volleyball thing. Black dudes that go play basketball, they'll go grab basketballs, might grab a football. But most black dudes running basketball, Mexicans, they automatically run into the soccer field. They get a soccer field, they out there. So Diaz stood out because he was just Mexican, but he didn't have no Mexican heritage. He couldn't speak a lick of Spanish. He did not play football or kick or football or soccer or anything what they call it. He didn't eat what they eat. He ate what we ate. And he had red hair. I've never seen this before. You know how like a white guy might have like red freckles, then have straight red hair like a Chucky. This how Diaz was. He didn't have no freckles. When he shaved his head, he looked like this. Like you couldn't tell. But when he grew his hair was straight red. Diaz was a gangster. And that just means he wasn't scared. That don't mean he used to claim Mexican mafia. He said he was part of the Mexican mafia, and I think most people took it for a joke. But it could have had some truth to it because he had a lot of tattoos. It could have been, now that I go over a lot of things in my mind, it could have had some truth to it. So he said he was part of the Mexican mafia. He had a bunch of tattoos and he did tattoos. That's what made Diaz so valuable throughout the whole prison stint. I've actually met Diaz in Alto in the hole. When I went to the hole for some of my BS one day, I'm up on the range. It's all boring and uneventful. So anytime you hear anything going on, you get up and run to the bars to see what the noise is about. I'm hearing doors popping, and maybe it might have even been shower time or whatever. I'm hearing stuff. Then I hear this like a Latin accent, and he's just screaming at everybody. He cussing at people. He's shooting it. When I look to see who it is, I'm at the bars. I'm at the bars on the top range. When I'm looking down, it's this like they take them out. You put your underwear and your towel on, put your hands behind your back, and then they handcuff you and walk you to the shower. So you walk into the shower in handcuffs in your towel. Most of the time, when you do that, they gonna start doing the cat calls and the whistling and the whatever, especially if you cool with some people. So when Diaz come out, everybody, I'm trying not to cuss. Everybody messing with Diaz. Hey, boy, give me some of that Mexican booty. So I'm talking about every single word that they shoot at Diaz, he got something to say back. It don't matter who it is. Hey, Diaz, send me some burritos up here. Yeah, I got your burrito, my. You know what I mean? He say stuff like that. You had my burrito last night. Give me my burrito back. He would say anything, and it had an accent, but he know no Spanish. He was what he used to call himself a Chicano. I think that's what it was. And he said that meant a Spanish dude that won Spanish. You know what I mean? He was like Mexican born in America, something like that. You Spanish, but you ain't Spanish. So he said he was a Chicano. Everybody say something. So I'm looking at the bars because they shooting it. They be like, well, let me grab one of them cheap. They be like, all right, I'm gonna grab it. We can swap. I grab your cheap, you grab mine. I'm at the bars looking like, who in it? It's a Mexican. You know what I mean? It's a Mexican. I've never really, I don't know. This might be a stereotype or whatever. But from what I've seen, even because Diaz was a workout guy too. They never really got cut, but he would get mass. Like the more he worked out, he would get bigger and bigger and bigger. But he never really like got cut. He looked ripped up. He be swole. You know what I mean? He had body. So Eventually, me and Diaz end up getting cool because I see how Diaz works. That's where I was introduced to Diaz at. We did a little time on the range. Diaz, he crazy. But what sticks is ain't nobody trying to pick on him. Ain't nobody trying to chomp him off. You know what I mean? He ain't no pushover. That would stick in your mind. When I go to Rivers, he ended up coming down to Rivers. I don't know. I think Diaz and Black knew each other from Alto. They before my time. But I knew Diaz from Alto in Dorm 15. So when we all down in Dorm 2, Diaz ended up being my bunk mate. Diaz, my bunk mate. As a matter of fact, Diaz did these. He did this tattoo. This was actually my prison sentence, and it's messed up, and it's over 20 years old. But if you see, this was like a Jesus head, 1998, and this a cry now, right? Don't none of y'all steal my idea. This was my concept. You know how you got the laugh now, cry later? My tattoo was cry now, laugh later, because I was already in trouble, so I was already crying. So I got Jesus crying. It was also a cover up. It had a ugly tattoo under there and a scar right there from playing football in prison. So it was Cry Now with Jesus crying with a 1998. Say Cry Now. And then you got Laugh Later with the devil with Laugh Later in 08. That's when I'll get out. Laugh Later. So Diaz did these tattoos right down in Dorm 2. We actually got into it about that, and I often pat his little ass out, but we ain't gonna go there. So I know there was a fact that, like I said, I would watch Black interact because I like the stuff that he would do. He would if he wanted to work out, he would work out with Diaz. I would see him actually smile. Him and Diaz might get to arguing or might get to playing. I see him grab Diaz. They'll play, they'll wrestle, they'll do whatever, and then that'll be it. But if somebody else come around, Black will straighten up like a military jet, walk off. And the part about it is, so it will confuse you. You can walk up, and Black would be cussing Diaz out. Diaz know that he playing and he not serious, but nobody else would know that. And this guy, he looks serious and it sounds dead serious, but he the kind of guy, he gonna, and sometimes that could be a problem because at the times when he really is serious, you know, it might not be taken serious. But Black was the kind of guy, like if he cool with you and like Diaz, and he kitchen help, so Diaz might say, "Hey man, bring me 2 sandwiches back from the kitchen," and Black might walk over to Diaz and be like, "Look, you little punk ass bitch, I ain't bringing you nothing back from no motherfucking kitchen. I ain't no motherfucking kitchen help. Don't ask me that shit no more." Never crack a smile. Turn around and walk off. That'll be it. Now, to the normal person looking, you don't. That's it. You don't see nothing else. But later on, you catch Diaz eating some sandwiches from the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? He know Black. He know that him and Black are just. He did Black tattoos, so he know that him and, you see what I'm saying. So it can actually get confusing. I think I done walked up on them a couple of times and seen what was going on and didn't know. And even Black, if you do that and he cussing Diaz out and you walk up, he'll like look off at you while he walking off, but it be the mean stare, the mean mug. As I got to know Black a little bit longer, I realized that even that was, man, you cannot take Black serious. Like you could be doing anything. Like if you watching, if we in there working out and you come in there and watch TV, Black might be like, "Look, ain't no TV coming on while I'm in here working out. Period. Cut the TV off." And a person who don't know Black might get scared and might actually walk out. But a person that know Black, like if I come in and he do that, I'd be like, oh, all right, cool. And cut the TV on. And he'll just be like walking around like, y'all think I'm gang. Y'all think it's, see, I done got soft. I done got soft on y'all. I done got soft. It would just be fun and games. But before you actually knew Black, you did not know, man, this man's serious. This man, he is not a game. So I ended up getting to like Black, man. We used to do a lot of kicking it. We would not a lot of kicking it, but we would end up spending. I actually caught myself over there in Black cut because he had a cut by himself against the wall. It was like damn near perfect because the way he is, no one got no business. His cut was in the corner, so you ain't got no business to be behind him over there nowhere. Period. And this boy is serious. What intrigued me, I think Black started noticing how I interact with Diaz, which made him, I think he actually spoke to me first, but it made us kind of okay with each other, right? And uh I actually caught myself over there in Black Cut one or two times, talking to him, kicking it with him, and next thing you know, I like him. And it may even be Diaz that give me a little background on him. One of the things that they told me at the time was, you got to think, okay, so this 93, 93, 2003. At this time right here, so I'm young. I'm like 23. I'm like 21 years old. I done 6 or 7 years. Black is not much older than me. I don't think anyway, because he's still a young dude. He probably like 25. And Black already telling me he done 11 years. So I think, you know what I mean? I think, I used to try to put it together like, you try to be like, well, maybe he lying, or maybe they not, but it's true. You know what I mean? It's true. Everybody who know him, they know that Black had already been through juvenile, and if he was the age he was then, and he was in juvenile, in brown stripe juvenile, that means Black been locked up 8, 9, 10 years already. And you go to thinking like, dang man, you know what I mean? And so he told me he had been locked up since he was 15. Honestly, that could have been a reason that me and him bonded also, because I told him that I had been locked up since I was 14. Black had a whole plan. He was hustling in there. He knew what he was gonna do when he got out. Everything, right? And I really admire Black a lot, man. And I'm glad I get to tell y'all, because a lot of times I get to thinking about these people or thinking about experiences, and I be there and went through it, whatever. And like I said, if I procrastinate and don't put it down right then something else will come up, and I'll lay something else down, and it might get pushed back again. So I really enjoy telling y'all about this kind of stuff, and Black, and hopefully he see this, and definitely no offense, Black. I got respect for you, and I know you one of them kind of people. You know what I mean? But and if it was ever any discrepancy, just send me any kind of message, Black, through text message, any kind of DM or whatever, and I'll, cease fire. But Black ended up telling me he got 20 years, and one thing that was really big in prison was people didn't talk about their case, because first of all, a lot of them guys had some stuff going on, you know what I mean, like some sexual stuff going on. I found out, like I was telling you guys later on, like when I was telling you guys about the girl, and I was like, I ain't even gonna call his name, but one of the guys that was in there, well, we were cool. I come to find out, I just found out that he was in there for some the R word, the R word. But when I was in there, I couldn't have seen him as that, and nobody told me that. You see what I'm saying? He was just an all right dude. And then a lot of times you end up asking yourself, because a lot of them dudes be in there, they be all right, or at least you think they are. And then one day you stop like, well, what they do locked up for, man? He a nice dude. He don't cuss. He keep reading the Bible. What he locked up for? You know what I mean? But you don't have internet. We didn't have internet access. Now they do. I end up over there talking with Black one day, and again, if people don't talk about their cases. So if you talking to somebody about your case, then it's a situation where you trust them, or at least it ain't even got to be no trust in them. Like you deal with them. I'm trying not to say you f with them. You know what I mean? But you deal with them. You deal with them tough, right? Like you deal with them. You don't, that ain't just something you do to anybody, because not only can your business get put out there, which that don't really matter, but it's just nobody's business. You see what I'm saying? Um, and I don't know. I can't remember how we got on the subject one day. I think I might have asked him a couple of times, or maybe it intrigued me as to why he was locked up so young. And I remember, I can't remember the front or the back of the story, but I just remember being so shocked when he told me, the story. I was so shocked at the middle part. So I can't remember if he told me that. I think either he told me that there were some guys that were trying to bully him. He wasn't going for it, and he knew he wasn't going for it, but they just played him soft. Or I can't remember. I can't ever remember him saying anything about dealing drugs um, or anything of that nature. I think it was just, but whatever it was, at 15 years old, Black was already like making decisions, making decisions in the street. Sometimes it is like that in the inner city. And for whatever reason, he had a problem with these two guys. Maybe they had even done something to him before. And he said that they were coming back again. I can't remember how the confrontation sparked up, but when my brain kick in, what my remembrance is, when they find out he got the smoke pole, they take off running. He go behind them. There's a gate. Both of them hit the gate trying to get over the gate. He said, they hit the gate. When they jumped off the gate, one of them hit the gate and fell. The other one hit the gate and was able to keep running. He say, so when Black hit the gate, he ran up to the one that fell and hit him, bow, like maybe in the back or the leg or something like that. And then he kept after the one who was still running. And I think he like hit at him a couple of times, wow, 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 or whatever. I don't know if he hit him or not. But he turned around after chasing him. He turned around and walked right up to what Black told me out his mouth. He turned back around and walked right up to the guy that was still on the ground and bow. You know what I mean? Like he walked up and put it and bow. You know what I mean? And then I think he went in his pockets and went back to whatever he was doing. And the police came and got him. Black ended up getting 20 years. And a lot of times, like I said, I can't remember, like I've never known this case. I've never known the situation. But I know that a lot of times um, circumstances have a lot to do with the way you are sentenced. Like, had these guys been bullying him, then that could have, taken a toll on it. If there had been a medical report where he had been beat up or something before, so maybe he was trying to defend himself. You see what I'm saying? They take that into account. First of all, Black was 15, so I think these guys were older, like at least 16 and 17, or may have even been older than that. You see what I'm saying? And so that may have been taken into account, the fact that he was a juvenile. You know what I mean? So all of this was thought about, and Black ended up getting 20 years. And they, if I'm not mistaken, they made him do like 19. Probably did the whole 20, but they probably made him do like 19 and 19 and go to the halfway house. You see what I'm saying? So, or he might not even done that long. Might not. I don't think he done that long. I can't be sure, but I know. When I met him, he was preparing to go home, and I think he went home shortly after that. So that might have been around um 2004, something like that. Black might be 11, 12. I'm not sure. But since then, no trouble. I've never heard or seen him come up in anything. I know that this happened when he was like a really young man, so I tried to go and look up the case, and it's probably sealed. I couldn't find it, but it's sealed. You know what I mean? It's see what I'm saying? And again, if I did anything to offend Black, I do apologize. But I was sitting, like I said, I was sitting there thinking this morning, and I might have got lost in my thoughts for probably about 30 minutes thinking about Black, man. We were real cool. We were both young. Black might have been 23, 24. I had to be like 20, 22. So it ended up, it'd be me, Black, and Diaz working out because all of us were from Alto. That might have been the thing that you know what I mean, made it a little strong because everybody else, you know, for the most part, well, in our dorm weren't. But all three of us are from Alto. And believe it or not, that was like a badge of honor. That was you know what I mean? That was like you wore that when you I don't know how it is now, but if you went to especially we're gonna say a soft camp. If you went to a soft camp that wasn't talking about nothing and people know that you were from Alto, it was definitely a badge of honor. You know what I mean? That was a shield before you even, you know what I mean, before you even had to show what you know. But yeah, man, I gotta get some things done. I wanted to share with y'all my partner Calvin Black, and like I said, the thing I guess what I was trying to portray, or what used to get me is, man, this when I tell you, like I said, I'm a fun guy, cool man, cool. If you never found out, or if he never told you what happened, then you would never attach this type of behavior to him. Always mind his business, out of the way. All he do is hustle. And he just wanna, and I'm talking about he going to work, he go to the kitchen, and then he'll come back and sell whatever he done made on his side on the side hustle. So for me, the equivalent to that would be, going to work and hustling, after work. So all he wanted to do was have a little money. But Black was Black was not a joke. Black was not a joke. You know what I mean? I'm actually kind of proud that we were cool and he chose me to be one of his friends. All right. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for tapping in. Please hit like and subscribe. I got to look after these pups, but I'll drop something else for y'all. I'll see y'all a little bit. Matter of fact, we'll go live again tonight. All right. Love.